Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. We are very excited today. It's the Hallmarkies podcast, and we are here to talk about everything else. We've done our preview of Hallmark, Countdown to Christmas. We've done our preview of Miracles of Christmas. And today we're doing everything else. We'll do Lifetime eventually, but they're taking their time putting out their slate. So today we're going to talk about Netflix. We're going to talk about Great American Family. We're going to talk about UPtv, and it should be super fun. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and it's become our tradition to have Jennifer Chandler's here.
Hello, hello. How many years have we done this now?
I feel like this is our third or fourth.
Look at us go.
Yeah. And Ryan Cam is here.
I thought it was fourth for the longest time.
It might be.
I think we did it in 2020, so this would be fourth.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I love it. I look forward to it. I really do. and it just keeps this preview, all the previews keep creeping up. And they're getting earlier and earlier and earlier. So soon it's going to be in August. That's what I figure. It's like it's inevitable.
It could just be me, but I swear it was like the summer went by in the blink of an eye, no, wait, actually, let me reverse that. The summer just went by at like the pace of a snail, and then September just went by in the blink of an eye. And we're in October. I'm like, wait a minute,
I can't believe it's October. Yeah.
That's true.
I can't either.
It really is.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy it's October. It's one of my favorite times of the year. But my word, like when it was like today's October 1st, I'm like, we are like 3/4 of the way through this year. How is that possible?
Yeah. I know. It's wild. Well, so what we have is our Christmas preview ranking system that we do on all of these preview podcasts, where you can give it the idea is that it's all items that you could get in a stocking. And so your excitement level, it can be a lump of coal. So that's the least excited. It could be a sock. It can be an orange, or it can be a diamond ring. Of course, that's the ultimate gift for any Hallmarkie, is a diamond ring. So, and as we always say, these rankings mean nothing because we haven't seen the movie yet. It's just on our summary and what we know. And a lot of times, lump of coals can end up being amazing, and diamond rings can be very disappointing. So it's just a way to talk about the movies and have fun. So, but let's dive in. And let's start with Netflix. That's the first story we'll be covering. With Hot Frosty, this is on the 13th, and this stars Lacey Chabert coming from Hallmark doing a Netflix movie. Dustin Milligan, Craig Robinson, Katie Mixon, and Lauren Hawley, and director Jerry Kikoriti, and writer Russell Hainline. And you two wouldn't know, but Russell Hainline has been hidden out of the park lately for Hallmark. Really, he did a very popular movie last year called The Santa Summit. And some other ones. He's really become a new favorite as far as writers. But the summary is 2 years after losing her husband, Kathy magically brings a handsome snowman to life. Through his naivety, the snowman helps Kathy to laugh, feel, and love again, as the two fall for each other just in time for the holidays and before he melts. It's grim there at the end. No. But Ryan, what do you think? What do you think of this Hot Frosty?
Y'all know that movie Jack Frost with Michael Keaton? Yeah. Apparently Netflix is remaking that. Who'd have thought?
Yeah. And that's terrifying, that movie. It looks scary. And then it's kind of, I mean, at least this doesn't have any children that are being to be traumatized. It's just her.
Well, and it's not a dead, wasn't he the father in Jack Frost?
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
But it says so this isn't the dead husband.
No, Hot Frosty is someone new.
Hot Frosty is somebody new coming to help her with her grief. But there was a really great movie that I love so much called A Snowman's. that had this similar
Oh.
plot a couple of years ago. We liked me and Amber at the time. We liked it so much we called it an emergency podcast because we did cover that channel at the time.
Oh, wow.
Ion channel. We had an emergency podcast just to cover snowmans because we liked it so much. But it was
That's
really funny
awesome.
because the snowman come to life. He it was Jesse Hutch, and he was like hot all the time. He was like taking off his shirt like in the middle of the winter, and and he, for some reason, they decided to make the snowman Scandinavian and snowmans, and so he's like buying like lutefisk and like pickled herring, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. It's really funny. You should watch it. But
yeah, I just put it on my list. That's awesome.
yeah. So I
The
can't.
Snowmans? It's called the Snowman.
Snowmans. Yeah. I can't hope that this will be as good as Snowmans, but I am extremely curious to see what got Lacey Chabert to cross the aisle. I mean, she's made like 40 movies for Hallmark. She's now all of a sudden she's making one for Netflix. It had to be something good.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know. What do you think, Jennifer?
I don't know. Honestly, I know that like these are so hard, especially without trailers. But like I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cute. You know, after losing her husband, there's this magical snowman. But then it's like before he melts. And I'm like, really? Like sadness, sadness, sadness. I don't need that in my holiday movie personally. There's enough of that in real life. Give me some.
But you wonder if he's gonna like find a way to come back or something.
Or like he's gonna end up like she meets him as a snowman, but then the new neighbor moves in and it looks just like them. Something weird like that. I don't know.
I could see that happening. But I also love Katie Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch American Housewife? Did you ever watch that show?
Mm-mm.
I thought it was very underrated. I really enjoyed it. And she was in that. She was really funny. And of course,
is she the lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is very funny. She
really
was
like
in
her.
4 Christmases.
Yes, that's true. She is in that.
She's hilarious
so
in that one as well.
I would give this one. It is a hard one. I'm gonna give it an orange. It's not like a super excited orange, but like
a bruised orange.
Yeah, bruised orange. A whole orange. An orange that's been in my lunch all day, and I'm hoping it's still good. but what will you give it, Ryan?
I'll match yours. I'll give it a bruised orange as well.
Okay. Jennifer?
We're starting right out the gate, not even using our system. I gave it a dusty sock. Like,
oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to be proven wrong or to be, pleased. But I was like, wait, she's already been through so much tragedy. Now you're going to give her a dude that melts? Nah.
All right. So then we have Our Little Secret. This is on the 27th. This stars Lindsay Lohan, Kristen Chenoweth, Ian Harding, John Rudinsky, Tim Meadows. Directed by Stephen Herrick, written by Haley DeMonicus, and two resentful exes must awkwardly spend Christmas together after learning their new partners are siblings. So I don't know if y'all remember, but like family shenanigans style Christmas movies are usually not my favorite. Like I don't love like the Family Stone, and there's a few that work well enough for me, but like the fighting, I just don't love that. And I'm a little disappointed because Lindsay's other rom-coms that she's done have really been embracing screwball antics, have been over the top, have been sort of fanciful, silly. She's getting in a coma. She's got an alternate Irish life, whatever. Like, and I've enjoyed that. Most people probably haven't, but I have. And this doesn't seem to have that. And so it's kind of like, So I'm going to give this one a sock. But what about you, Jennifer?
Well, we're very much in a Lindsay Lohan era over at our house. I managed to track down a copy of Life Size, the TV movie where Tyra Banks turns into a full life Barbie kind of thing. We watched that last night.
Do not
So
watch the sequel. The sequel was really bad.
that's the only one that's easy to find online. You can't find
Oh,
the
that's
original, but
unfortunate.
anyway,
Like, and
I know.
super inappropriate. Like, it's definitely
We
not
were
for
not
kids.
planning on watching it,
Yeah.
but thank you for the warning.
Yeah.
So Lindsay Lohan plus Kristen Chenoweth. At this point, I basically completely bypassed the summary and I gave it a sparkly orange. I'm in to see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I'm invested.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
I was going to say before I give my rating, at least no, at least A Farm is Not at Risk. I know you're not big into those
Yeah,
either.
that's true. Yeah, that's
But
true.
um one Resentful Exes, this could not be a bigger coal for me. Like, I'm sorry. I reserve the right to come back to this and say if it's good, then I will
Mhm.
admit I was wrong, but just this premise just like no. This is just a no from me.
Yeah, and I wonder if like they'll end up back with their exes at the end. You know what I'm saying?
I
If
literally
I hope they
thought the
can just
same
get
thing as I
along.
was reading.
I don't know.
I thought the same thing.
yeah, I could see that though, that happening and them like Philadelphia storying it, kind of thing. All right. Well, next we have Meet Me Next Christmas. And this is on the 6th, and it stars Christina Milian, Kofi Saraboy, Helen Allen, and the rest of Pentatonics. And this director Rusty Kundief and writer Molly Haldeman and Camilla Rubies. In pursuit of a fairy tale romance with the man of her dreams, Layla must race through New York City to get her hands on the hottest ticket in town, the sold out Pentatonics Christmas Eve concert. So I don't know why the man of her dreams needs to be at the concert. Layla must race through
Or
New
why
York
he
City
can't
to
get his
get
own
her
ticket.
get her hands on the hottest ticket in town.
Got one word for you, Ticketmaster.
Well, is her fairy tale romance a member of Pentatonics? Why else would she have to be there? Uh, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I like Christina Milan. She's fun, and Pentatonics I enjoy. I wonder if it because it's Meet Me Next Christmas, if there's like a serendipity kind of a thing, like, oh, we'll meet at this concert in a
Mm.
year's time or something like that. But still, I'd probably give it a sock. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm in your camp. I'm going to go sock as well. When I was reading this, I was thinking to myself, when were the last time the pentatonics were relevant, I wonder? Because I remember when they were big. Like, I remember when they
Hmm.
were huge. And I was like
Yeah.
trying to piece together in my mind, like, when did Can't Sleep Love come out again? Because I remember when that came out and it was everywhere. And now it's like, I barely hear about them anymore. And I'm not trying to bury them. They're
Yeah.
very talented. Like, the
I
Fleet
feel like,
Foxes one they did was very good. But, like,
yeah,
pentatonics in 2024? Really?
Hmm.
like they're not like Taylor Swift or something. I mean, it's like pretending this is like the hottest ticket in town, sold out. Probably not. But like, I do feel like they're pretty big still for Christmas, like their Christmas albums and Christmas songs.
Hmm.
But still, it's not like it's Josh Groban or somebody like that. But I mean, what do you think, Jennifer?
I mean, it's Christmas in New York and some sort of a musical, so those are positives going for it. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't totally understand the plot. So from what we've gotten, I'm with you guys. I also gave it a sock.
Yeah. Okay, then we have The Merry Gentleman, and this is on the 20th. It stars Chad Michael Murray, Britt Robertson, Marla Sokoloff, Beth Broderick, Michael Gross, Maxwell Caulfield, directed by Peter Sullivan, friend of the podcast. Marla Sokoloff is the writer, and it's to save her parents' small town performing venue. Ashley, a former big city dancer, decides to stage an all male Christmas themed review. And I think by all male Christmas themed review, it's going to be pretty spicy. I'm
That was
assuming.
my understanding as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, I think we're going to get to see a lot of merriness from Chad Michael Murray. I think it's going to be good. And so, I mean, he is not one of my favorite of the Hallmark hunks. He usually phones it in, but like maybe this more spicy take will inspire him. And it's great cast. I mean, Beth Broderick, Michael Gross, written by Marla Sokoloff, who's a Christmas movie legend. She's great. Britt Robertson. I always feel bad for Britt Robertson because I think she had such bad luck. There were so many projects that she signed on for that probably on paper sounded really great, like Tomorrowland and things like that, that just kind of fizzled. And so anyway, but now she's doing these movies. So way to go. And I'm gonna give this one an orange, a spicy orange. Because I think it sounds fun.
A blood orange, if you will.
Blood orange, yeah.
Oh my word.
What do you think, Jennifer?
Not to be a prude, but Magic Mike Christmas Edition is not what I'm interested in, so I gave it a coal. I was just like, what? Like, what do you
really
mean? Yes, really.
I had no idea, Jennifer.
I can't even fathom. Like, I don't even know. Who do I watch that with?
If I were there, I would watch it with you, Jennifer.
I would watch it with you if you were here.
Aww.
Fair enough.
Ryan, what about you?
I will echo your point, Rachel, about Britt Robertson. I remember she was in the Tomorrowland movie, the only bad movie Brad Bird has ever done.
Yeah.
Like, it's all gems except for that one, but that's a whole
She
nother
had
story.
like just a row of movies that I'm sure on paper sounded like, oh, this will be a really great thing for my career. That just didn't go anywhere. So,
but no.
too bad.
Yeah, I struggled to. I'm gonna go Dusty Sock. I'm gonna take a note from Jennifer here.
Oh, who would think I would be the spicy one?
I would agree that you would be the spicy one. That does not surprise me at all.
I was a little floored when Jennifer was like, "Yeah, this is not for me."
All right. So then we have Champagne Problems. This, we don't know the date. Stars Minka Kelly, director and written by Mark Steven Johnson, who I have interviewed on this podcast. A mergers and acquisition executive heads to France just ahead of Christmas to finalize a deal for a beloved champagne brand. However, the situation gets complicated when she begins a whirlwind romance with a Parisian stranger who just happens to be the son of the champagne company's founder. So this sounds very basic. It'll completely depend on chemistry. I like Minka Kelly. We'll see who she's paired with. That'll just depend completely. And so I'm going to give a sock for now, but could be fun. What do you think, Jennifer?
This is not the film's fault, but I just started watching Emily in Paris, and so I feel like this is extremely derivative of some of the plots in Emily in Paris. So I gave it a dusty sock. It could pull through and be super interesting and adorable, but like you said, not even knowing the co-lead, it's tough to make a call.
What do you think, Ryan?
I am going to go sock as well. The only time I was reading this title and thinking to myself, they should have named this Champagne Problems Caviar Solutions or something like that.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Champagne Problems Beer Budget.
That's a good one.
So what'd you give it?
I gave it a sock.
Sock. Okay. Last one from Netflix. We have That Christmas. This stars Brian Cox, Fiona Shaw, Jodie Whittaker, Alex McQueen, Bill Nighy, Reese Darby. This is an animated film. And directed by Simon Otto, writer Richard Curtis, and Peter Sauter. Based on the charming trilogy of Christmas books by beloved multi-award-winning writer-director Richard Curtis, That Christmas is an animated holiday film that follows a series of entwined tales about family and friends, love and loneliness, and Santa Claus making a big mistake, not to mention an enormous number of turkeys. So this sounds, I'm going to give this a diamond ring. No, I love animation. It sounds charming. It sounds sweet. Great voice cast. Richard Curtis is a legend. I actually really enjoyed his Genie movie last year that like was way under the radar, but I really liked it. And so I think it sounds good. Uh, what about you, Jennifer? What do you think?
I am also well, maybe not even cautiously. I'm optimistic for this one. I gave it a sparkly orange just to
Mm.
reserve my diamond rings, but I'm. It's like you said, it's animated. It sounds cute. It sounds wholesome. Good voice cast. So looking forward definitely to watching it with my kids. So
Hmm.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
This is a diamond ring all day for me. If nothing else, the cast sounds great. I mean, I
Yeah.
love Brian Cox. Bill Nye just heard his voice in The Wild Robot, so clearly he's just having an animated year this year. And so, yeah, this all like Christmas anthologies, a very British cast. You don't have to sign me up any further. Like I'm there.
Mhm.
Ho, ho, ho! We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
Next, we have Great American Family. We don't typically we don't recap anything on Great American Family, but I do this Christmas preview because these films, a lot of them are available other places. And, people can just decide whether they want to watch them or not. We're going to preview them. And let's dive in. So we have on the 19th, we have Christmas in Scotland. And this stars Jill Wintermintz and Dominic Waters. And it's a New York installation designer helps a small Scottish community create a dazzling light display to win Best Christmas Village Festival. The designer is forced to work with a wealthy heir who doesn't like Christmas, though the feelings may change if the pair succeeds in creating joy for the community. I mean, there's nobody in Scotland, evidently, who can create a dazzling light display. They have to go to New York. Which is really funny. What do you think, Ryan, about this?
It sounds fun enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go bruised orange on this. I'll be generous.
Scottish orange. One of those ones you bang on the table.
Orange.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. You're good. Good.
Yeah,
my family's Scottish German, so
Okay.
so I'm basically Drew McIntyre.
What do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it a citrus sock. It's super hokey, and like you said, why can't anyone in Scotland decorate with lights in a pleasing way? And they're I don't know. I mean, all of these are usually kind of derivative of other things, and it can go either way. The family farm is in peril, and the heir doesn't like Christmas.
Wealthy heir.
Like, oh no, what are we to do? I wonder if she will change his mind. So I gave it a citrus sock.
Yeah, and it's just funny that evidently the whole town is feeling down, that it will their feelings change if she succeeds in creating joy for the community.
They have to win the Best Christmas Village. The town that doesn't really like Christmas and isn't feeling in the spirit has to win the Best Christmas Village.
I'd give it a
there'll be
sock.
chaos if they don't win.
Yeah. Okay, then we have A Christmas Castle Proposal. This is on the 19th. Rhiannon Fish and Mitchell Bork. Olivia and Prince Alexander travel together to his family's majestic palace in Torovia to spend Christmas with their two families. Despite busy schedules that push the couple in different directions, the couple seems poised to come together for a magical and unforgettable Christmas until clashing cultures within the families lead to comedic mishaps. so, so are they both royalty? Olivia and Prince Alexander travel together to his family's majestic. Well, and then what's her family? Push the couple in different directions.
Just call
So
her
yeah,
Princess Olivia.
yeah. I guess I would say Princess Olivia. You're probably right. But man, what could be in her family that would push her away from marrying a prince? There wouldn't be much.
Maybe it's like Pride and Prejudice, and her family is distasteful.
Yes,
Maybe they're not royalty. They're embarrassing.
Because this is they travel to the family's majestic palace in Torovia to spend Christmas with their two families. So they're both from Torovia. But clashing cultures. What clashing? They're both from the same place. Clashing cultures within the families lead to comedic mishaps. I mean, there would have to be a lot to convince me to not want to be with a prince. Anybody in my family could. Nobody in my family has that power.
No.
I tell you that right now. Not even close.
You can't tell me who to love.
But I really do love Rhiannon. She is wonderful. She is bright and cheerful and really fun. So it gets a pretty big bump for me knowing she's in this. I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
This is a dusty sock for me. This
Yeah.
one did nothing for me.
What do you think, Jennifer?
Agreed. Dusty sock is what I have written down. It just is. There's too many unknowns, and it just chaos. Chaos can be fun, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a sock just for Rhiannon, but it might get a coal if I didn't know that. Okay. Then we have A Vintage Christmas. This is on the 26th, and it stars Christopher Russell and Merritt Patterson. A dedicated preservationist battles a developer's ambitions to tear down a historic post office with ties to her family. The choice of old versus new threatens to divide the small town unless there is a solution for the greater good of all concerned. I do like both these actors. Christopher, I'm actually interviewing Christopher tomorrow, randomly. He's very fun. He's very nice, but he can be a bit hit and miss. But he's been on a roll lately with his Hallmark movies, so that's good. Merritt Patterson has made some good ones. I don't really love this plot.
What's going on in these small towns to where like they get in
So many
fights over the
things.
smallest things?
Isn't there other
Like, how
places
boring.
to build? Why do they always have to build the new condominium? It's always condominiums. Why do they have to build them over the historic post office? Can they build it somewhere else?
Capitalism. Who knows?
Capitalism.
Y'all need to get like a sports team in your town or something to stop these petty arguments from happening.
Well, we're getting this new hockey team in Utah. They haven't even named it yet. It's just Utah Hockey Team. And they're threatening to take down Bravenel Hall, where our symphony is. And I'm like, this is like a Hallmark movie. This new sports team is taking down the symphony hall. And so there's always
Rachel, it's your time to
petitions
shine to fight them. Like
I
you've
know,
been preparing
it
for
really
this.
is. Save a Bravenel Hall. I give this one sock. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going sock, and I feel like I'm being generous.
Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
I will be not generous. I'm giving it coal. I just
Ouch.
maybe with some more information, but
I might give it a call too. It sounds really not good. Okay, The Fabric of Christmas. This is Harmon Walsh and Farleith Young. Liam, a firefighter, and Amy, a quilting teacher, are drawn together to make the perfect quilt for Liam's sister Lauren's Christmas wedding. After a rocky start, the pair is forced to put differences aside and decide what is most important this Christmas. The thing about this is if she knows his sister well enough to make her this wedding quilt, she must know him. So they must. I mean, the way it are drawn together to make the perfect quilt. I mean, it
A
just seems
quilt
weird.
of all things.
Yeah, after a rocky start, like if she knows the bride well enough, she certainly must know the brother. So that's weird. I don't um I don't know either of these actors. This doesn't do much for me. I'm gonna give it a Cole. Cole quilt. Cole, Cole stained quilt. I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
A quilt on fire.
Yeah, quilt on fire.
I was
Sounds
going
kind of
to
boring.
uh, quilt that was left by the fire and got like coal dust all over it.
Yeah. Yeah, do you,
This is coal. This is coal for me.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be that guy, but c'est la vie.
Yeah. What you agree, Jennifer?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think is she's a quilting teacher, so maybe she's like having to instruct him to make the quilt.
Oh, you're probably right.
That's
Yeah,
the
that makes
only
sense.
kind of give that makes any sense to me there. But still, I what? Absolutely not. Cole all day, every day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, then we have A Royal Christmas Ballet. This stars Brittany Underwood and Jonathan Stoddard. And Jonathan Stoddard has been like the king of the rom-com this last 2 years. He has right now on his IMDb, he has 14 movies in production right now. 14. The man is
Busy guy.
like he works nonstop. He's unbelievable. And super charming. You totally see why. And we've interviewed him. He's great. And Brittany Underwood, she's really fun. A retired ballerina is pressed into service working. It just sounds funny to me. It sounds like it's like the army.
Indentured servitude.
Into service. A retired ballerina is pressed into service working with a visiting team of royal ambassadors to put on the season's performance of the Nutcracker and finds herself center stage in an unexpected Christmas romance. So it sounds all right. I'll give this one an orange. We've been pretty tough on these GAC ones. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going to go sock.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think, Jennifer?
Yeah, I had Dusty Sock.
All right. Okay, A Christmas Less Traveled. This starred Candace Cameron Bure and Eric Johnson. A local business owner finds an audio cassette in the player of her recently departed dad's classic red truck. The message instructs Desi to go on a holiday road trip down memory lane, where she meets a man who needs her help and who offers help in return. Now, I do love any form of busybody matchmaking from beyond the grave. That's a favorite plotline of mine, and a life goal for me to do. But I mean,
When Rachel dies, she wants to be a matchmaker.
yeah, I do. I want to leave like mysterious audio cassettes all over the place with instructions for my loved ones to fall in love.
Or not even loved ones, just mysterious cassette tapes that might accidentally cause people you don't even know to fall in love.
If you stumble upon this tape, just follow this advice. You will find your partner very soon.
I don't know. It sounds fun enough to me. What do you think, Ryan?
Sounds nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be generous. I'll go orange on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go orange as well. At least it doesn't sound like it's one of her overtly faith-based ones, which have been really bad. I'm not a hater of faith-based films, but the ones she's been making have been not for me. And so this at least sounds more fun to me than what she's been making lately. What do you think, Jennifer?
Oh, I feel like such a Scrooge. I just don't trust her. So
Mm.
I gave it a coal.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Again,
That
always
escalated.
happy to be proven wrong. Always happy. But
That escalated fast.
I can't think of the last movie I saw that she was in. And not, to throw any hate, but I just can't think of the last movie. Like, wow, that was great.
I think the
So
last one was in 19, what am I saying? In 2019, not 1990, 2019, she was in a movie called Christmas Town for Hallmark, which I really did enjoy that one, but I think that's the
I'll
last
have to
one.
check it out.
Yeah, that's the last one. But none of these ones for Great American Family have been watchable. They've been painful. This one, I mean, it's just because it's not, again, don't have a problem with faith-based films. They can be very good. But when people talk, like they're ministering to somebody instead of talking to another human being who's in their family. That's not, you just have conversations with humans that you love. Like you don't just stop preaching to them.
Yeah,
and
lines don't need to be exposition.
Yeah, just talk to them and care what they have to say.
There's going to be a movie we're going to be talking about in this preview, and I think maybe you know the one I'm talking about. I'm not going to jump the gun, but I saw the trailer for it attached to Wild Robot, and I thought the trailer looked really good.
Me too.
But I won't. But it's from Kingdom Story Company. That's the one that I'm referring to. I'm sure you know the one I mean.
Yeah.
But that has faith themes, and that is way better than anything that we were just talking about.
Yeah. Well, next we have A Little Women's Christmas. And it's on the 23rd. It stars Jillian Murray, Jen Lilly, Laura Osnes, Julia Riley, Trevor Donovan, and Jesse Hutch. A Little Women's Christmas is a contemporary retelling of the beloved classic novel following the lives and loves of the March sisters in a small Tennessee town at Christmas. So I have feelings about this. All of these actresses are in their late 30s, if not 40s. It is not Little Women. It is middle-aged women at best. I mean, like what? It doesn't even make any sense. Do they all live together? I mean, that's like the essence of the story is that they're all living, that Christmas won't be Christmas without any presents. Their father's gone. They're falling in love. They're having experiences. The whole reason that Little Women is considered the one of the great American novels is that it was really the first novel in America to have like a true female protagonist, and that people could really like attach themselves to and root for. I mean, there's no coming of age in any of these. They've all come of age. They've all grown up. Like that doesn't make any sense. I mean,
just call them big women at this point.
Women, like
women.
And the two attempts that have been made to do a contemporary take on Little Women have been absolutely terrible. There was one that was for Lifetime a few years ago called Christmas with the March Sisters or something like that. It was absolutely terrible. And then there was one then in 2018 that actually went to their premiere. It was here in Utah, and it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in a theater in my life. It was absolutely horrible. And there is something about the story, especially Joe's behavior, that just doesn't translate to modern audiences because we don't have the thing that we don't have the standards and the expectations that she's running up against. And so she just comes off as a jerk. Like she's always a little bit insufferable. Joe is always, but like when she doesn't have those barriers preventing her from doing whatever the heck she wants, then like she does in the original story, she just ends up feeling really obnoxious and horrible. So this is a huge pull for me. It looks terrible. And it's not for me. But I love Little Women. Little Women's very special to me. So, yeah.
I can tell.
And you can't just put Little Women on something, and because Hallmark does that all the time with Jane Austen. It's Pride and Prejudice, and no, it's not. Don't do that. So it has to like be an adaptation. So Cole, what do you think, Ryan?
Well, I'll just say Cole, and I mean honestly, I don't think I can say anything further. Rachel, you covered it all for me. There's no
Yeah.
way I'm following that.
Sorry.
No
it's
apologies
okay.
needed.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from. I was just enjoying myself, like thinking to myself, it's rare that Rachel rants. Like she is like the nicest Rachel, like you are one of the nicest people I've ever met, and I mean that.
Oh, thank
And
you.
so when you get like steamed up about something, I'm like, okay, we're going somewhere here.
Watch it end up being like super great somehow, some way. I don't know, but yeah, it's. I mean, Little Women was the first novel, like big novel that I ever really read that I was like proud of. Like I read this big book, you know. So it's very special. Plus, I'm the oldest of four sisters. It's just I just connect with it. But
No,
Jennifer, what about you?
fair enough, fair enough. You're coming from a good place on it. I just
Yeah.
your venom on it. I'm just like, wow, it's rare I get to see this side of Rachel. I don't see it often.
And they're not little. They're not little women.
I
They're
think
big women.
no notes on what you said in Cole as well. Like just
Okay, good. All right. Then we have Sleigh Bells and Sugar Plus. Sugar Plus. I might have written that down wrong. That doesn't sound right. But anyway, Jill Wagner, Jesse Hutch, Lauren Hawley, Bruce Boxleitner, great cast. A historian seeks inspiration for her next project in her family's hometown of Aurora, which is famous for experiencing the Northern Lights. While there, she bonds with a local tour guide who shows her the town's Christmas traditions and witnesses a harbinger of miracles to come. I love this cast. I love Jill. I love Jesse. Lauren Hawley can be hilarious. Bruce Boxleitner can be great. That summary sounds kind of boring to me. And the last couple movies that Jill has made for GAF have been so boring. Unwatchable, boring, like tough to get through. So that makes me nervous, but I'm still going to be hopeful. Because Jesse Hutch, he was the snowman in Snowman's. We're coming full circle here.
Oh.
Yeah. So he can be really, really funny. So I am going to give this, I'm going to give it an orange. I'm going to be hopeful. What do you think, Ryan?
I'll go orange as well. I mean I like the Northern Lights, so it's got that going for it.
I don't know why that made me laugh. The Northern Lights. Yes, I agree. I think I missed the M. I think it's Sugar Plums, not Sugar Plus.
It is. I just Googled it to check it is, but that's fine. We knew what you meant.
So what do you give it, Jennifer?
I'm gonna give it a citrus sock. I just don't know. I think now, like I'm more positive now that you mentioned the snowman's guy. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I also like the Northern Lights. But
Today's episode of the podcast is sponsored by Acorns. Investing can feel intimidating, and most people don't know where to start. I remember when I first started investing, it was very overwhelming. That's where Acorns comes in. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing in your future. Acorns is an app that recommends an expert-built portfolio that fits you and your money goals, and you don't need a lot of money or expertise to invest with them. In fact, you can get started with Acorns with just your spare change. Head to acorns.com/hallmarkies or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. This is a paid, non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/hallmarkies. Head over to acorns.com/hallmarkies or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. That's acorns.com/hallmarkies. Okay, we have a Cinderella Christmas Ball, and it's on the 29th. It stars Danica McKellar and Oliver Rice, and a choreography from Gleb Shavenko. And I'm not sure if they were partners on Dancing with Stars, but anyway. With only the internet, a plane ticket, and a lifelong determination to find her birth family, Chelsea travels to Royal Hamlet, Havonshire at Christmas. Along the way, Chelsea sneaks into a castle, teaches a stubborn prince how to dance, and looks to be in the perfect place when the bells toll for Christmas Eve. she, she sneaks in, she teaches him how to dance. I think it actually sounds like it could be kind of cute. I mean, it sounds very silly. Very, very silly. The kind of movie that people mock us for liking, but actually we like on Hallmark. So I'm a sucker for dancing. So I'm gonna give this one an orange. And just hope it's fun, silly, stupid. What about you, Ryan?
I'm gonna go orange as well. This sounds fun in like the stupid way. So
Yeah.
orange.
Cinderella.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
Well, I feel like kind of guilty because on the one hand, it's like it's so easy to sit in our chairs and read these synopses and be like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
Like we've read many times in our past episodes of this. If you want to, I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but we're like, we should write these. We would do a better job. I don't know if it's like being on Wheel of Fortune, and if you're at home in your living room, you can play better than if you're actually there. Yeah. But I don't even know what the synopsis is. It's just like, and then she does this, and then she does this, and then she does castle.
This. They don't have very good security in Havonshire at Christmas, evidently.
Sneaks in and teaches the prince how to dance. Like, not only does she sneak in the castle, but she also accesses the royal family. But I gave it a citrus sock. I think y'all are right. I think there's a bunch of shenanigans that could be really fun, but it could also just be chaos where there's so many things involved that I wonder what happened.
Do you think that she ends up being a princess? This is she's determination to find her birth family.
What does it even mean to be in the perfect place when the bell tolls for Christmas Eve? Like, what happens when the bell tolls on Christmas Eve? What happens if she's not in the perfect? There's just too much questions at this point.
An angel gets its wings, Jennifer. You
of course.
Yeah.
Oh, how did I miss that? You're right.
So what'd you give it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said a citrus sock.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you did. That's right. Okay. Yeah. A Wreath Maker Christmas. This stars Kristen Woolett and Casey Elliott, who's a Utah guy. Casey Elliott. Wreath Maker slips on ice and injures her arm, which puts her holiday wreath deliveries in jeopardy until a selfless neighbor steps up to keep her business afloat. Like, I'm sorry, but if you are a full-time wreath maker, I think your business is probably...
What town are you living in where you're making Christmas wreaths full-time?
Full-time. By yourself, no less.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess
it's enough to sustain you, and you're doing it alone.
If you were a full-time wreath maker, you got injured, that would be a big blow during the holidays.
Yeah.
It would be a problem.
Time to open up the pocketbook and hire an assistant.
Yeah. Yes.
No, the selfless neighbor.
Assistant wreath maker.
Selfless neighbor. Casey Elliott. And Casey Elliott is very charming. I always feel like it's a bit of a loss when he's in a non-singing role because he has a beautiful voice. But this one, I give it a sock wreath. I give it. What about you, Ryan?
I was getting a coal wreath from me.
Coal wreath. A wreath maker Christmas. Jennifer, what about you?
I gave it a dusty sock. I don't know what that is. Like, what? I do like to read it. I like it more and more every time I read it, though. Yeah. A wreath maker slips on ice and injures her arm. Clearly, I'm a terrible person, but it just sounds funnier every time.
If you're a full-time wreath maker, you shouldn't be on the ice. You need to be completely safe during the holidays.
You should live somewhere tropical. Like 100%. Just don't
no high risk activities of any kind. You need to be making those wreaths. Okay, Home Sweet Christmas. This is on the 1st of December. We made it to December, guys.
Good.
Candace Cameron Bure and Cameron Matheson, two former childhood friends, reunite after beloved family members passes, leaving the future of his magical maple sugar farm in their hands. The magical.
Yeah,
Magical maple sugar.
I mean, technically,
Yikes.
there's nothing about Christmas in this summary. Nothing. I mean, I guess magical, but magical maple, that could be any time of year. Maple. That's just as much
Well,
a
it's
fall.
home sweet Christmas. Maybe the sweetness is the magical maple sugar.
The magical. I do
don't
feel
know.
like Candace and Cameron will have decent chemistry, but there's really not much to go off of here. I can't get that excited about the magical maple sugar farm. I'm sorry. I get out. I think this one will be a call. Sorry, Candace and Cameron. Ryan, what about you?
This is a call from me as well.
Yeah.
Reading
Oh,
this,
good,
I
I'm
felt
not
like I
alone.
was on some magic sugar.
Yeah.
I bet it'd be more entertaining if you had been.
Jennifer, what about you?
A call from me. I don't even know. I don't think I need to say anything else at this point. All my guffawing.
Then we have Once Upon a Christmas Wish. This stars Mario Lopez and Courtney Lopez, real life couple. A local mayor discovers his childhood Christmas wishes are coming true. With his childhood friend, the pair can inspire residents to showcase the town's warmth and values while pushing back a major developer's desire to take the community in a different direction. Yeah, of course, they always want to destroy the charming local town with condos. It's always condos. And
Or a golf course.
And sometimes married couples in real life, it works really well. Other times I would say the majority of the times it doesn't. And I think the reason why is because they're how comfortable the two are together kind of reads as apathetic. It reads like, I always joke that the lack of chemistry in a Hallmark movie in a real life couple, probably the more the lack of chemistry, probably the greater their in life relationship is. So they have the worse their chemistry, probably the better their marriage is in real life. It almost never translates. And so, but it could be cute. I'm gonna give it a sock, but I hope it'll be fun. What do you think, Ryan?
Optimistic sock? Does that
Optimistic
count?
sock. Yeah. Jennifer?
I gave it a sock.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have another couple in real life. Get him back for Christmas on the 14th, Alexa Penavega and Carlos Penavega. And I think it is the cutest thing that his last name was Vega, or her last name was Vega, his last name was Pena. And when they got married, instead of her taking his name, they combined and made a whole new name. I think that is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I love that. And it just so
That's
worked.
Lava Girl, right?
Yeah. And it just so worked that they had this name that like worked so well for it. Like obviously certain names just wouldn't combine. But I just love that. I've never heard of another couple doing that. Of like, instead of one taking the other's name, just making a whole new name.
Yeah.
I think that's the cutest
I didn't know
thing.
that.
Yeah, way to go, Alexa and Carlos. Bella made it big in music. Jack stayed behind in his hometown working at the Salvation Army to help his family after his dad passes. Bella returns home after a heartbreaking split with her chart-topping singing partner and asks Jack to write the perfect song to get her boyfriend back. So to me, this actually sounds kind of cute. It sounds like it could be fun. It doesn't sound very Christmassy. But I guess if some of the music is Christmassy, then it could be. But I'm gonna give it an orange. What do you think, Ryan?
I'll go orange as well. I like the dude worked in the Salvation Army. That sounds nice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
I don't think I should be allowed on this podcast today. I think I'm too cranky. I didn't even realize it was them as a couple, and I really like them, and I was just irritated that she's like, "Hey, ex-boyfriend, help me write a song to get my other ex-boyfriend back." So I gave it a sock.
Okay.
But
Okay.
maybe
Hey.
it'll be better.
Okay. Then we have A Shelter and Season's Greetings. This on the 15th. Eric Gilmet and Ash Sai. Army vet Caleb, who was wounded in service, recovers with the help of therapy dogs from a local shelter run by Amber. As a sign of gratitude, Caleb volunteers at the shelter, though he notices one wealthy donor has his eye on Amber. Despite the patrons' help, the shelter needs additional funds to stay afloat. So Caleb produces a holiday pet fair to bring the community together. As the pair becomes closer, Caleb confides a desire to repair the relationship with his parents that became strained after his injury. Amber has the perfect plan. So that's a lot going on for one movie.
That is a lot.
You got veterans, you've got PTSD, you've got her and this other patron, you've got
Shelter
the pet
dogs.
fair, lots of cute doggies though, so that's good. I don't know. I'm gonna give this one a sock, but what do you think, Ryan?
I'm going sock too. I was reading this earlier and I'm like, oh boy. Like, I wonder how long this movie is. Is it like 90 minutes-ish? You got a lot going on here.
Yeah. Jennifer, what do you have?
Well, I wish that we could know who wrote which synopsis. I think that would be fun to figure out if this person is the same person that wrote the one with teaching the prince how to dance.
Yeah.
Because it's also very, very full. I give it a sock. There's a bunch of elements in there that I like, so it could work out. But like you said, how do you squeeze all that into 90 minutes? That is a lot of things.
Okay, then we have Christmas by Candlelight. This on the 21st. Aaron Augustino and Harmon Walsh. Juliet pitches Christmas candles to her boss to earn a promotion and enlists the help of a candle store owner who refuses at first, but reluctantly agrees when he realizes the money will make his daughter's Christmas wish come true. This sounds very basic. I'm gonna go to Cole. Not a whole lot. I mean, this is the only place that she can buy candles from. This is the only. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Ryan?
I mean, did Yankee Candle go out of business and I
Yeah,
didn't know about it?
yeah, yeah. It's a lot. She has to get it from this guy, evidently. And why would he refuse?
This
Why wouldn't he
this is
want
a
the business?
Yeah, that makes no sense, especially if his daughter is like needing Christmas wishes to come true. Sounds like
Aside from that, as a business, you need to
Yeah.
sell your product. Like,
yeah,
obviously, a side effect is that you can then provide Christmas wishes for your daughter. But like, to have a candle business, you have to sell candles.
why would he refuse? It makes no sense.
I don't know. Maybe the movie will tell us.
You agree,
I
Cole?
said
Then
Cole as well.
yeah, Cole.
Yeah, Cole.
All right, last one. Coupled up for Christmas, Sarah Canning, Marcus Rosner, two heartbroken strangers pretend to be dating others to win the affection of their true soulmates. You know, I love a fake dating. And Sarah Canning can be fun. Marcus Rosner has been fun in the past. But I mean, I don't know if the movie's just not done yet or why we only have, one sentence.
Was not written by that other person.
No, it was not. I'm gonna give it a sock, but it could be fun. It just depends. What do you think, Ryan?
the shop around the corner called. It wants its premise back.
But
That or you got
heartbroken
mail.
strangers. They're heartbroken.
All right, fair enough, I guess. It just
Pretend to
seems
be
eerie.
dating others. I mean, I love a fake date. I love like To All the Boys. I love Before Christmas in Connecticut. I love those movies, but I don't know. I just
This is I'll be generous and say sock.
yeah, same. What about you, Jennifer?
I gave it a sock only because I do like the fake dating trope. I'm not a huge fan of fake dating to win the affection of others, but I've seen it work before in books, so maybe they could pull it off in a movie.
Yeah. Well, that's I feel bad we didn't give a single diamond ring to any GAF movies, but there you go. The bar is low. Expectations are low, so you can only impress at this point. Okay, so now we're diving into some features. We have Red One. This is on the 15th of November. Stars Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, director Jake Kasdan, writers Chris Morgan and Hiram Garcia. After Santa Claus is kidnapped, the North Pole's head of security must team up with the world's most infamous bounty hunter in a globe-trotting, action-packed mission to save Christmas. And this also J.K. Simmons is Santa, I believe. I think.
Yes.
He is.
Yes. So what do you think, Ryan?
So I've seen this trailer quite a bit,
Yes.
and it's not at the I'm sick of seeing it portion yet, but it's getting close. I will say though, I like most of the people involved here. I love The Rock. Chris Evans is good. I love J.K. Simmons. I I'll go shiny orange on this.
Mm. Yeah, I know. I think it could be a lot of fun. It definitely could. So I think I'm gonna give it a diamond ring. Small diamond ring.
I'm shocked. I thought for sure you were like, I've seen this trailer so many times. I was like, oh, she's gonna hate it.
I mean,
What
it's
about
not
you,
like
Jennifer?
At least it's not
big,
the Speak No Evil
huge,
trailer.
shiny, blinging diamond ring. Big diamond ring.
You're proposing on the Jumbotron,
I'm proposing on the Jumbotron. Yeah, it looks like fun. And it looks like it's always nice when I feel like I can watch a movie with my kids. I feel like this is going to be one that we'll have a good time with.
Yeah. Looking for a nice, warm, fuzzy read about the love story of a married couple? After the Red Carpet by Patricia Levy is the perfect guilty pleasure read to curl up with and turn your brain off for a moment. In this highly anticipated, steamy follow-up to the location shoot, will Ella and Finn finally live the life they've dreamed of? The couple vows to prioritize their romance and live an adventure of their own making. Ella moves into Finn's Beverly Hills mansion and must adjust to his world. Finn is determined to make everything perfect for his betrothed, secretly afraid of losing her. Meanwhile, Ella wants nothing more than to retain her own identity as they build their new life together. All the while, she is writing a philosophical treatise on love, exploring the question, when we love so deeply, where do we end and where does the other begin? Find After the Red Carpet by Patricia Levy wherever you purchase your books or use the affiliate link below. That's After the Red Carpet by Patricia Levy. Then we have Nutcrackers. This, I didn't have a premiere day. It was a big hit, I think, at TIFF. Or Telluride, one of the big festivals. So I'm not sure who's distributing it or what's going on with it. But Linda Cardellini, Ben Stiller, director David Gordon Green, writer Leyland Douglas. In the most unlikely of places, four siblings find a loving shelter in an unexpected turn of circumstances. This endearing comedy drama draws inspiration from actual events and deftly crafts a gripping story that unites everyone. So I mean, that sounds right up my alley. Sounds good. What do you think, Ryan?
I like the cast involved here. I like Linda Cardellini quite a bit. It's David Gordon Green that is really not doing anything for me because
you didn't like his Halloween.
I didn't like any of them. I didn't like Exorcist. Honestly, the only thing he's done good lately is The Righteous Gemstones, which is a very good TV show. I recommend it to a lot of people. So I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, Linda Cardellini. You're very talented, but I'm going sock.
It was TIFF. Was the big one. What do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it a citrus sock. I think there's definitely potential. I also love Linda. But I have serious reservations about the director and the other films that he's done. And generally like Ben Stiller, but there are a lot of movies of his that I just cannot handle. So I just don't know. It's all over the place.
I'm going to give it an orange. So we'll see. Okay, then we have The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. This is on the 8th. It stars Lauren Graham and Judy Greer. Director Dallas Jenkins, who's famous for the creator of The Chosen. Writer Platt Clark, Darren McDaniel, and Ryan Swanson. Of course, this is based on the classic novels turned play. There was a TV adaptation in the 80s of it. Nobody is ready for the mayhem and surprises that ensue when 6 of the worst youngsters disrupt the town's yearly Christmas performance. I am very curious to see how they will translate this play and this book for modern audiences, because the Herdmans in the original play, they are like smoking cigars and they're like lighting stuff on fire, and like, I mean, they're pretty bad, and I can't imagine that they're going to go that far in this new adaptation. I can't imagine they would be smoking, for instance. I would be shocked. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. But I did like the trailer. I thought it was really cute, and I'm going to give this a diamond ring. I'm really hopeful for it. I think it'll be a fun little movie. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going Diamond Ring as well.
Yeah.
This is the movie I was referring to earlier.
Mm.
It looks like it could be one of those ones that comes in out of nowhere and just, lifts you up. Like, I love this premise. I'm a fan of Judy Greer and most of the things that she is in. It seems like Kingdom Story Company have just been going from strength to strength. So, Diamond Ring for me.
And it's one I've said for a long time. Why isn't Hallmark making Best Christmas Pageant Ever? They've been so scared of anything that's approaching religion, even though it's Christmas. So I'm glad that somebody's finally doing this. What do you think, Jennifer?
Yes, I'm excited. I gave it a diamond ring all day, every day.
Yeah.
Probably bigger than the one I gave Red One. It just
Oh,
it looks like a classic. Like, I know that doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to be, the way that it pans out. Like you said, it's going to be interesting to see how they adapt it. But just watching the trailer, it just felt like this is a movie I watch every Christmas.
yeah. All right.
So
a sudden case.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah. So next we have A Sudden Case of Christmas. This is on November 7th. It stars Andy McDowell, Danny DeVito, Adrian Dunbar, director Peter Chelsom, and writers Peter Chelsom and Tinker Lindsay. An American couple bring their 10-year-old daughter Claire to her grandfather's hotel in Italy to tell her that they are separating. Hoping to bring them back together, Claire asks the entire family to celebrate one last Christmas together, even though it's August. So, I know that a lot of parents that have separated really groan loud at these kinds of things, because it gives kids false hope and isn't all that helpful, and that's one nice thing about a story like Mrs. Doubtfire is it does kind of end with this message of there's all different kinds of families, and just because your parents split doesn't mean they don't love you any less. That's like a surprisingly rare message that you don't get that often. And so I'm a little nervous about this, but it also does sound kind of cute. What do you think, Ryan?
I like this idea. I think it might be nice. I am a fan of Andy McDowell. I think she is very talented. So I'm gonna go orange on this.
What do you think, Jennifer?
Yeah, I gave it a sparkly orange. I even the premise that we're getting a divorce, so we're going to take you to Italy is just what? Like, why ruin Italy for your kid?
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be tainted. I didn't think of that.
But I love the idea of like a pop-up Christmas. Like, that sounds like so
fun.
much fun.
Danny DeVito's daughter is in this, Lucy DeVito, which is kind of fun.
Oh,
yeah. that's nice.
Well, hopefully it's good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it an orange. Okay. All right. Next we have Terrifier 3. This is on the 11th of October. Lauren Lavera, David Howard Thornton, Damien Leone, writer director, Art the Clown is set to unleash chaos on this unsuspecting residents of Miles County as they peacefully drift off to sleep on Christmas Eve. If y'all didn't know, it's a tradition of this previous show. I always throw in one of these horror movies. This is definitely a holiday film that I will not be watching. I will not see Terrifier 3.
I am shocked at this revelation.
What about you, Ryan? Are you going to see Terrifier 3?
Well, I'm actually reviewing all of the Terrifier movies on my friend's channel in the coming weeks. So, yes, I will be.
Are you excited?
I mean, for what the Terrifier franchise is, it seems like Damien Leone is going to be going more into the crazy with it.
Yeah.
And so I admire the commitment. So I know I'm probably going to be the only one, but diamond ring for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Sean liked it, right, Jennifer? You liked it pretty good?
I don't know. I'm sure he did. I didn't ask him about his feelings, but the director recognized him at Fantastic Fest. So that, he saw Cody and Sean and was like, "Hey guys," and it's like, that's the crazy. So, Sean, that is very much up his alley. Very much not up mine. Like, I don't know what would be lower than Cole, but I have zero interest. Negative interest.
I'll just abstain from voting because I do not have enough information. But I hope everybody has fun with it. Okay, now we have one for Disney Plus and Almost Christmas Story. I'm gonna do Athie, Carrie Christopher, Jim Gaffigan, director David Lowery. Moon, a curious young owl, unexpectedly finds himself stuck in a Christmas tree destined for Rockefeller Plaza. In his attempts to escape the bustling city, Moon befriends a lost young girl named Luna, and together they must find a way to reunite with their parents. So this is a short, I believe, but it looks really cute. And so I'm going to give this a diamond ring. I love David Lowery. He's great. So I'm hopeful. Jim Gaffigan should be fun. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going to go diamond ring as well. David Lowery is very talented. I love Jim Gaffigan's comedy. So there's elements here that make me very interested in seeing this.
Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
Yep, diamond ring. It sounds whimsical and cute and fun, and I love that it gets stuck in the tree going to Rockefeller Center. Like, it just sounds like a
cute
good
idea.
little story. Yeah. So
all right. So then we have a couple for UpTV. I didn't do all the ones from UpTV because a bunch of them I'd seen. So how do you preview something you've already seen? You can't really do it. So first, A Bluesgrass Christmas. This is on December 1st. Amanda Jordan, David Pinnard, Sean Johnson, director Marco DeFemia, writer Chris Dowling. Katie's Family Horse Sanctuary is on the brink of closure, but in a last-ditch effort to raise money, Katie must coax her reclusive grandfather, bluesgrass legend Ben Pendleton, back onto the stage for a Christmas benefit concert. This really does feel like they are, because Heartland airs on UpTV. Up Faith and Family.
Yeah.
They're big Heartland people, and Sean Johnson is from Heartland. And so this just really feels like they're leaning into that Heartland crowd, which I'm fine with. I love Heartland. But it's just so overt. But it sounds like pleasant enough to me. I will give this one an orange. I think it sounds like fine. What do you think, Ryan?
I'll go orange as well. I think this sounds like fun.
Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
I'm a terrible person. I think it sounds like Sing too. Like, it's just like bring the reclusive superstar back in from obscurity and put him on the stage. Like I don't know.
It's definitely not that original of a plot.
For sure. And I mean, to be fair, none of these usually are like, but but still, for some reason, this one just hit me wrong, and I was like, "Why?" So I gave it a sock.
Yeah, at least he's not a reclusive candle shop owner.
Who doesn't want to sell candles?
Yeah.
I don't want to sell candles. Oh wait, I do have a kid that needs a Christmas gift.
Yeah, full-time wreath maker.
Walking on ice.
It always could be worse. Remember that.
Yeah. 12 Dares of Christmas. This is on the 8th. Brittany Underwood, Sean Ives, Lessard, and Marnie Mahana. This is directed by Panta Mosley and writer Paris Herbert Taylor. A school teacher's quiet holiday season gets a jolt of spice when she accepts a 12 Dares of Christmas challenge from her sister while scrambling to get ready let me read this again. A school teacher's quiet holiday season gets a jolt of spice when she accepts a 12 Dares of Christmas challenge from her sister while scrambling to ready her town for a Christmas exchange program with a suave, opinionated French teacher. So I think this sounds really fun. I like the 12 Dares part of it. I like the French, opinionated French teacher. This is a different kind of spice, a jolt of spice than we got in The Merry Gentleman. But I think that it sounds really fun. I'm going to give this one a diamond ring. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going to go orange.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it a sparkly orange. I like, especially like until it gets to readying her town for a Christmas exchange program. I was super in, and I think the Christmas exchange program sounds great. But I'm like, why in the world would you voluntarily do a 12 Days of Christmas when you're already doing something else that takes your attention and effort? That just stresses me out. So
that's true. We'll and she's a school teacher. No rest for the weary.
Yeah, no. I mean, just it's okay to say no, friend. It's okay to say no.
It is. True. And then we have A Novel Christmas. This on the 15th. Bridget Kingsley, Landy Cannon, Elise Crocker, director Andrew Kaimi, and writer Bridget Kingsley. So she wrote it. When a successful children's book author, Chloe, heads to the cozy town of Noelville to spend time with her sister's family and help care for her recently widowed father, she didn't expect the instant connection with the local bookstore owner and single dad, Ethan, or find her number one fan in his daughter, Alex. Will the small town's charms be enough to rekindle a grieving family's Christmas spirit along with Chloe's dreams of writing her first novel, let alone a chance at love?
So, this town's name is Noelville.
Noelville.
So what do you think, Ryan?
Ridiculous name of the town aside. I'm gonna go sock.
Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
See, this is one of those things that doesn't make any sense because for some reason I like this. I'm stoked. I think I put it as an orange. If it was a book, I would definitely read it. Like that's the kind of plot I'm like, oh, that's a cute book.
These small towns like put everyone to work. Like I can imagine if I had gone home to visit my parents, when they lived far away from me, if they'd been like, "You're in charge of the town carnival," I'd be like, "Are you crazy? Leave me alone." But I'm not as giving as Chloe when she heads to Noelville.
Wait, where does it say this stuff about the carnival?
Oh, I'm just saying as an example, like,
okay.
Like they're always
like, wait a minute, what?
Whatever it is that she's putting on here, that they always ask them to instant connection. I guess it's
he's the bookstore owner.
Small town charm be enough to rekindle a grieving family's spirit. Yeah, a lot going on. But you know what I mean? Like they'll have them like, you're in charge of the town choir or and like, I'm not doing
welcome
that.
to was it Scotland? Please do our light show.
Right, the lights.
I think she was brought there intentionally for that to be fair, but still, it's like, what in the world?
Okay, then we have Festival of Trees, and this is Kate Miner, Greg Perro, Josie Davis, Jojo Regina, Director Drew Waters, writer Aaron Bethea, Deborah Moore, Brian Walsh. Jackie's future as a designer could rest on winning the annual Festival of Trees competition, but coming up with the perfect design means she will have to remember what Christmas is really all about. I think it'll be a big key because they did a Christmas tree decorating movie. I think last year. I wasn't on UPtv; it was different, but they did one, and the trees were not. They were not up to stuff. They were pretty like anybody could decorate those trees. And if you go to the Festival of Trees here in Salt Lake, that's for Primary Children's Hospital, they are unbelievable. The trees, and so they need to step it up for this movie to be good. I'm going to give it a sock, but if their trees are really magic, then it could be fun. What do you think, Brian?
I was gonna say when I was reading this earlier, this sounded awfully familiar, and I couldn't put my finger on why. Like this premise, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I'm going to say stock.
What do you think, Jennifer?
Yeah, I said suck. I know, again, I'm nitpicking, but it's like future as a designer would rest on her winning this thing. Like,
Yeah,
why?
that's ridiculous.
Does she
You're
decorate
right.
trees normally? Like, what is her job as a designer, and why does it hang in the balance of this competition? So, I mean, like you said, I'm curious now about your festival in Utah. That sounds like fun.
Oh, you should come sometime. It is really like it's all for primary children's, and they are just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So if they played it right, it could be interesting. But the way that they wrote the synopsis does not intrigue me nearly as much as your very brief description of your trees. So suck.
Yeah.
Suck.
Like people have like whole Barbie ones where there's like 20 Barbies on the tree. And I mean, they're like a huge Harry Potter one or different themes. And it's really cool. So they are 2 years ago, Ion Channel did this whole mystery series where they had like 4 or 5 mystery movies that were really fun, and we actually recapped them on the podcast. And all now they're airing them on UPtv this season because of the strikes and everything. There just was less material to pick from. But this is the only one. This last one is the only one that's a new one that I haven't seen. It's North by North Pole, a Dial S mystery. And it's Abby Ross, Joey Scarpolino, and Andrea Randell. Santa is back to help a new couple solve a mystery and find romance. Zoe has one Christmas wish to produce the perfect Christmas festival for her hometown of Willow Creek. That wish becomes more difficult when Dalton, the sponsor's handsome but aggravating son, becomes her partner, and his modern ideas clash with Zoe's more traditional vision. However, when suspicious things start happening, they realize someone is trying to stop the festival. They must team up to save it, and soon find that they have a lot more in common than they thought. I mean, if I were Zoe and Dalton, I'd be very concerned because they're in a murder mystery. And they better be careful. The suspicious things start happening. It could be grim, but dial S for mystery. It sounds different. At least it'll be something a little bit fresh. So I am gonna give it an orange, but it would be an interesting way to end the season. What do you think, Brian?
I like me a good mystery. I'll go orange.
Yeah. What do you think, Jennifer?
Yeah, I was like for the title, I was like, ooh, a Christmas mystery. That could be super fun. So I gave it a citrus sock because I'm still just not sure. There's so many things happening. And like it sounds on the one hand like a normal Christmas movie where they're trying to do the perfect Christmas festival, and then oh no, the sponsor's handsome son is irritating her. But then also, like you just said, there's a murder mystery. It's like, what is happening?
Well, I mean, usually these kind of mysteries, there's like some kind of murder or something that ends up happening. Usually.
I think that's what I mean. Not that I find murder appealing, but I find that it's not just, you know, a rom-com or a girl comes home from New York to save her family's tree farm or what it sounds a little bit different than the normal, but also I just can't quite put my finger on what it's going for. So I'd be very curious to see it. And I would hope to be pleasantly surprised.
And this does have now on IMDb, Nicholas Humphreys is the director, and he has done some pretty fun stuff in the past. So that's hopeful that maybe this will continue that trend. He did Mystery Island for Hallmark, which was pretty good. And so anyway, there's that. So what are you gonna give it? A sock. You said sock.
Oh, a citrus sock.
A citrus sock. Nice sock. Okay, good.
Yes.
There we go. We did it. You believe it? We finished. Oh my gosh. Well, let us know what you are excited about. And if you got through this very long episode, put down in your comment, put down hashtag Jennifer loves Cole, and then we'll know that you listened to the whole thing.
I knew I was such a Scrooge. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Although, also to be fair, I did do the 3 tabs in the spreadsheet that we were sent. And so I was probably a little bit more. It was my fault. It was my fault. But I was probably a little bit harsher because I had so many. And I was like, well, I want to make sure that this is, you know.
You thought I was really
I'm putting in my best rating system.
So. I was making you do all of the Hallmark movies too. But I really appreciate this. Is always a treat. I really love having both of you on, and hope you both have a very, very Merry Christmas. And and Ryan, how do people find you and your Terrifier content, your other stuff?
Well, the Terrifier series is going to be on my friend Jacob's channel.
Okay,
I'll be promoting that when it comes time. But
cool.
As far as my channel goes, it's at RyanCam20. Took me long enough, but I finally hit 500 subscribers. I'm now at 535. So yeah, it took me long enough. But not sure when this is dropping, but we're filming this in early October, which means Scary Mania is happening on my channel. So my big horror review series for this year. It's all 90s horror movies. So that's going to be this.
Good.
So
cool.
Stay tuned. Today, my review for, I forgot, Jacob's Ladder dropped earlier. And then tomorrow is going to be my review for the original Flatliners, not the remake, the original with Kiefer Sutherland and Kevin Bacon, and Julia Roberts. It was really good.
Cool.
And
wow.
Got a lot. And November and December are going to be kind of low key for me because I kind of went hard this year with the series. I reviewed all the Godzilla and Kong movies. I reviewed all the Planet of the Apes movies.
That's a lot.
I'm doing the 1999 project, which was just ongoing and still going. I mean, I literally was watching this movie called Mystery Alaska to prepare for that project, which is dropping on Friday. So never not something going on my channel. So if you haven't checked me out, please do.
Cool. Jennifer, what about you?
Well, I don't have a channel because clearly I am very cynical about Christmas. But I am on Twitter and occasionally say movie-related things or share things that my husband says or that you guys say. And that's PBN Jedi on Twitter.
And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast, Hallmarkies Pod, Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really, really helps us a lot. It helps people to find the podcast, especially during this holiday season. So if you haven't put in your review, please take a second and do that. 5 stars really, really, really helps so much. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate that. Most of our viewers on YouTube are not subscribers. So if you've been into that camp, please subscribe. It really will help us be able to make so much more fun content. And we have our Patreon group, which is really fun. and a great way to support. And we try to give as much bonus content as we possibly can, including our watch-alongs. And so make sure to check that out. We've had people like Peter Sullivan, who we talked about, director. He did a watch-along. So we've had some fun ones over the last few years. So please take a look at that. And then we have our merch store, which we have some new fun festive designs that'll be going up soon. So definitely check that out. Christmas movie themed designs. So I'm really excited about them. Take a look. And thanks so much to both of you. And Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.